Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. I love you. Sending you a big virtual hug wherever you are on the earth plane right now. Here's the message I got today. So personally, this last 5 or 6 days, I've been really hard on myself. And I've just been beating myself personally and professionally with my work. And so today I really wanted to sit with the Galactic Federation of Light on their ship and just sort of receive my own message. And so the message they gave me is the message for you. And here it is. I went up to the ship and I sat on this chair, and this being came over to me. And he said, "You're just being your human. You're just being your human. Stop putting so much pressure on yourself. There's nothing wrong. You're doing it the best you can. You're doing it the best you can, and it's perfect. There's nothing wrong with how you are being your human." And when he said that, I really started to feel that this is really, it's not that it's not important and serious that, being a human is. It is very important. But there's a distinction between the consciousness that you are, the consciousness that I am, that participated and that is participating, and the human aspect that is leading the charge, right? The human body, the human mind, ego, personality, right? Those aspects of me that have been really creating this linear perspective of who I am and how I see things. That's a role. It's like I put a costume on and I'm a human. And when he said that, I said, okay. So he says, can you start to remember that the human aspect of you is going to dictate so much of how you explore, experience, and move forward in your nows. And that's okay. But it's all a costume. It's all a play. It's all just an aspect. He said, I want to show you something. And he turned and he showed me this big soccer field. And he said, you see those two teams? They're fighting it out, right? And there's one team, right? And this isn't good or bad, right or wrong, but one of the teams were the way showers, right? The ones that are the ones that's consciously ascending right now, right? Trying so hard to just do this right, or do this the right way, or however it's supposed to be done. And he showed me this team, these two teams, and the team that we were on. And again, this isn't about right or wrong or fighting against each other. This is just an analogy, okay? But there were so many light workers and way showers, starseeds on this one team, and they were so beat up, and they were exhausted, and they were sweaty and dirty, and they had, blood dripping down their knees. They were getting altercations and fights and verbal fights, right? They were trying so hard to win, and win can be anything, right? They were trying so hard to make sure they were in the higher consciousnesses. They were trying so hard to make sure they were making a difference in people's lives. They were trying so hard to make sure that they were doing the right thing in their human life, right? Just trying so hard. And he said, watch this. And he pulled the entire team to the sidelines, and he had all of us over onto the sidelines, and the game had stopped. And he said, stop for a moment. Stop trying so hard. It's not about the game. It's not about winning or losing or how hard you try. The fact that you're already in the human form right now, that's it. There's nowhere else to go. There's nothing else to win or to fight against. Do you understand? What he's saying is, if we can start relaxing in our humanness, taking the pressure off of being anything, including the higher consciousnesses, we're going to be winning just by doing that. When we're on the field and we're in that game, we're like, I'm a light worker, I'm a way shower, I'm a starseed, I'm supposed to be doing it this way and this way and this way, and I'm supposed to be working like this and treating people like this. And, we have these expectations, these rules, these ways of doing things. That's being in the game and playing. Then we beat ourselves up. We push ourselves really hard. We're sweating. We're arguing. We're fighting. We're missing the point, he says. Step out of the game for a second. Get on the sidelines and look at who you are. Higher consciousness in a physical form, navigating this right now. And what if there was absolutely nothing you needed to do but be present. Feel the consciousness in your body. Feel the frequencies in your body. Feel whatever it is in your body. What if all that was necessary was to love yourself even more, to have compassion for yourself even more? What if that was the end result? Because you understand ascension naturally happens. You're going to shift into higher states of consciousness. You're going to understand how to be and do and feel and all of that as you start to continue to hold these higher frequencies. It's natural. So instead of going out into the game and fighting so hard to try to be, do, have, experience, because you're pushing, he says, just step aside for a moment and look at how beautiful the game is. Look at where you are. Look at what you're experiencing. Change your lens, change your perspective for a moment. How often can you change your perspective and see it not from the human you, but from the higher consciousness you, which is not to take away from the power of being human. Not at all. It's the human that's getting you through this. It's the human that's navigating. But you're in a human form. You're not the human. And we forget that. And we think there's things that we're supposed to be doing, being, creating, which is part of the human. And on one end of the spectrum, that is correct. But on the other end of the spectrum, just being in human form is enough. Just continuing to hold higher frequencies by just being you is enough. Believe it or not, it's enough. Taking the pressure off of yourself over and over again is enough. What if there is no right way or wrong way of doing any of this? It's just your way. There's no right way. There's no wrong way. It's just your way. There's no right way to ascend. There's no right way to teach. There's no right way to move through what we're going through right now or anything else. There's no right way. So when you're in the field and you notice yourself playing the game, right? And you're in it and you're just like, we're going to win and I'm going to fight against that and this and that and whatever. And you're sweating and you're putting in all this energy, right? And it's exhausting you. Can you take a step outside? Can you go on the sidelines? Can you just sit on the sidelines for a moment? Get out of the game. Take a time out. Take a breather. Imagine the Galactic Federation of Light or any of your guides and light beings that are surrounding you, angels, whoever it is. Imagine them surrounding you in that moment as you sit. Take a time out. Drink your water or your Gatorade, right? Have some orange slices, whatever it is. And realize that it's not that important. From the human perspective, it is. What's more important is that you dropped into human form. What's more important is that you courageously said, yeah, I'm going to go down and do this. I'm going to be the way shower. I'm going to hold the higher frequencies. I'm going to navigate it the best I can in human form with a mind and an ego and a personality that's going to dictate so much of my reality. Start taking time outs. Start stepping onto the sidelines. Imagine the beings around you holding you, loving you, honoring you. Imagine them saying to you, you're just being your human. You're just being your human. And there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing. How often can you hold that? There's nothing wrong with anyone else being their human. Not easy. But can you practice? Am I in the game? Am I in the sidelines? And there's no right or wrong about either of those, right? Remember, just by being in the human form, that's winning. This is the game. Being in human form, whether you're playing in the game or not, this is the victory. Being in human. How often can we remember that? How often can we remember, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm navigating my human the best that I can. I love you.